Hi, this is Robert Boller. This is our fourth post on water conservation, and this week we're talking about a water recycling pilot project that we did. And this is a really cool project. It's state-of-the-art technology that's never been used in the wine industry before, much less in any food industry before. And as I was writing the blog post, it was getting way too technical and frankly just too boring for words, so we thought we would try and do a little video and have me explain how the project worked. Now here you see a full-scale system that's designed for our winery to be installed. We piloted a small-scale system to prove how the thing would work out. On the right you've got storage tanks that are going to capture both hot and cold water. Now at home you've got, in the sink, you've got hot and cold water being captured in the drain together. Well, in this case, what we want to do is capture them separately so that we can filter them separately, and that way we can maintain that invested energy in heating the hot water. And we found that we were able to save up to 75% of that invested energy in heating hot water. And then you've got your heat exchange system, and then cleaning agents, and then the filters, which actually we found were very effective, and we were able to operate them at up to a 90% efficiency, which means that we could essentially reuse water 10 times. All right, so the filters are really the crux of the system, and let me explain a little bit about them. They're a vibratory shear enhanced process. They're a reverse osmosis filter like you might have under your sink, but instead of being a column or a tube, they're a series of stacked membranes or plates of filters laid one on top of another. Imagine 30 of them stacked up in those columns there, one on top of another. And the other big difference between a regular filter is that it actually oscillates or rotates back and forth on its axis 50 times per second. So those are two big differences. That they're stacks of filters, and then they're also oscillating back and forth. In a regular Crossflow filter, you've got dirty water that's pressurized up above, and you've got these red and gold balls which represent suspended and dissolved solids, which are trying to get through the filter, but they're a little too big. It's designed to only fit water molecules through, which continue to pass through. But over time, the solids start to get stuck in the pores of that filter and make it really inefficient. And what that requires us to do is then to reverse the process, to push water up and backwash it out, to get all that gunk out of there. Well, that's really inefficient and very costly, and nobody does that process for water. Some people do it for wine because it's a higher value material, if you will. But if we go back to our VSEP system, remember it's oscillating back and forth 50 times per second, and as those solids come through and they try and get it into those pores and get stuck, they're jostled loose and they pass by, and the water can continue to fit through the openings, but most of the solids continue by, and it requires far fewer backwashes and it's a much more efficient system. So it's more efficient, which makes it cost effective. Not only is it effective from a cost standpoint, it produces extremely clean water. So the water that's filtered actually is better than the EPA standards for potable water. Now, we put together our testing regime in conjunction with the University of California at Davis and the California Department of Public Health. We ran 10 different protocols over 18 months. We did full chemical and microbiological panels. I mean, it was a really big deal. And we tested everything you could imagine, and the water came out perfect. So it was a very effective, safe, and cost-efficient system. So what we're hoping to do now is get to a full-scale system, as you saw before, and we're working with a couple different government agencies to try and get a grant to prove that this system would actually work for many other of the 3,300 wineries in the U.S. So if we install that system, let's say when, that we will conserve 2 million gallons of water per year, 133,000 kWh of electricity, which is equal to about 20 homes' annual usage. 73,000 therms of natural gas won't be used to heat up hot water. And when you combine that electricity and gas usage, that's equal to almost 500 tons of CO2 or greenhouse gases. And if you don't know what a ton of CO2 looks like, go to our blog site and type in the search engine GHG, and you'll see one of our previous posts that has a picture of a ton of CO2. It's pretty huge. So that's our project today. We'll keep you updated on any progress that we have. And until then, if you got any questions or comments, please leave them on the blog site so we can continue the conversation. Thanks.